Hi everyone, I'm Hayley. I'm always in the craft room. It's been a couple of weeks since I did a Friday sews and therefore I've got loads to catch you up on. We're going to start with my first finished item, which is a pair of Vogue trousers. This is a Vogue 8584. I'm checking the pattern number because I'm terrible with pattern numbers, and they are cargo pants. I'm not going to talk loads about them because I have filmed a separate video all about them, but I'd mentioned them here on Friday Sews. So I wanted to show you the finished items. I'll insert some footage of me wearing them, and I'm going to preface it with I'm not sure. I think I like them. I think I like them. It's not love yet, but they might be one of those that grow on me because when I first tried them on, I hated them. Second time, didn't hate them. Third time, kind of liked them. I've watched back the footage of me wearing them and I do think they're actually really nice. Um, and yeah, they're this gorgeous twill fabric, really lovely and soft. They came together quite easily. Of course, I had a few problems because it's me. I'll link to that video below if you want more details, but the cargo pants are finished. Last week, I was asking for your help, as so often I do, and thank you so much to everyone who helped me out with my kids' advent calendar. So this was a Macawa advent calendar kit where you basically just sew these little pockets on and then you can pop chocolates or treats or whatever you fancy in there throughout Advent. And the issue I had with it was that there was no way to hang it. One of my commenters came to the rescue and gave me a tutorial on how to put these little corners on. How clever is that? So I just made a triangle, turned it right sides out and stitched it on along the binding. So it's just top stitched on. If I'd done this, if I'd known I needed to do this, if the Macawa instructions had included it, I would have been able to tuck this inside the binding, but it's the back, it doesn't matter, it's just top stitched on. I didn't get the best match of fabric, but I had run out of this and it's fine. And now I just need to get my husband to cut me a dowel to the right length, and then it will hook in there and we're good to go. So what a great solution. And I love that when Advent's done, I can pop the dowel out and fold this up and put it away. It's not permanently this big because that would be difficult to store. So thanks so much for that. The other thing I've been working on is my crocheted cardigan. This is a free pattern on YouTube called the cardigan, and I'm making version number 2, and you can see I'm really nearly done. And that is simply because this is such a chunky yarn. It sews up really, really quickly. It is Wendy Knits Recycled, and it's actually made from recycled water bottles. It is so soft and cozy. I'm absolutely in love with it. Of course, there was a disaster because it's me. I got the cardigan almost finished and I was just putting this ribbing on. So I started down here, went all the way around, all the way up and all the way back down. And when I got 20 centimetres from the end, I'd run out of yarn. And I think this might be why knitting and crochet is not for me. Because if this was a sewing project and you were cutting out a front band and you were literally that much short of fabric, you could shift things around, you could change things up, you could do a facing in a different fabric, you could just maybe shorten it 1 centimetre all over and that would be enough. And on this, if I'd done 1 row less around the body, I would have been able to finish it. But you don't know that with crochet until you're done. There's no way to know unless I'm doing it wrong. But I was so frustrated because I was that much short. If I wanted to take 1 row off the length of the cardigan, I would have to take pull all the ribbing off. This is made in panels. It was, yeah, it would have been a lot of work. So instead I went to Hobbycraft and I was so lucky that I found one more ball of the wool. It's not the same dye lot. I certainly can't tell. Can you tell? So that was super lucky. I have still got, well, I'll come to the cuffs in a moment, but I did need another ball of wool really because I still needed to do the sleeve cuffs as well. But yeah, I don't enjoy playing yarn chicken, but also I don't want to buy too much yarn because then there's 1 or 2 balls left over that are useless to anybody else. It's like once they've been purchased, they're never going back into the yarn system as their dye lot number, so no one else can benefit from them. It just seems like such a waste. And you know what? Considering this is only the 3rd garment I've ever crocheted, I guessed on the balls pretty closely. I used 2 for the back, 1 for each front, 1 for each sleeve, and then I left 1 for the ribbing, and clearly I needed 2. I mean, even if I'd have known, this ribbing is formed by chaining 6 and then just going back and forward, doing 6 single crochets in the back loop only. And if I'd have just done that 5 stitches across over the distance of all this ribbing, I probably would have had enough to finish it. But you don't know until it's too late. So I'm starting to think that my personality, which is that I just cannot bear waste and leftovers and scraps, is better suited to sewing because at least I can lay everything out and I know beforehand whether I can do it or not. When I cut out a dressing gown for my dad recently, I reduced the seam allowances to make it fit. There are things you can do with sewing, and at the end of the day, if you've not got enough, you know, and you can just save the fabric for something else. Anyway, here it is with the buttons done up. I absolutely love the buttons. I bought these last year at the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching Show. They're glass. We'll come on to the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching Show in a moment. But I've done one cuff and I hate it. It's just too wide. Can you see how it kind of flares out? And I'd like it to bring it in. That's an easy fix. I just need to pull it off. And when I'm doing this ribbing, I need to just do the rows closer together. Very easy to do. I just haven't had time. So I'm going to take that off. No, I'm not actually. I'm going to leave this on. And on the other one, I'm going to count the number of ribs and I'm going to make sure this is quite a lot fewer. When I'm happy with this, then I'll take this off and make it match. But yeah, so far it's love. And I'm very excited to have it finished and to wear it because it's definitely the weather for a woolly cardigan. So the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching Show, I think it's this weekend coming up. I'm not going this year. I would have liked to have gone because I do love it and it's great fun. It's really enjoyable. A whole 2 whole halls full of glorious fabric with a big emphasis on dressmaking, which is quite rare to find. Yeah, I would love to go. The reason I'm not going is behind the camera, and it is a huge pile of fabric that I bought last year that I still haven't used up. So yeah, there's no need for me to go and buy more. So that's why I'm not going. The other thing I've been doing this week is a continuation. If you've been watching my last few vlogs, you will know I've been on a sorting my life out kind of mission, tidying my entire house, and it's made its way to the craft room. So I have something to show you. Behold, the world's least fancy zip organizer. I don't know about you, but I only really buy zips for a specific project. I don't stash zips. And yet these are all the projects in my life that I've planned that needed a zip that I've clearly never got round to. Some of these are harvested off ready to wear because I hate to I hate to leave a zip on something when I recycle it if I think I could use it. But yeah, they were previously in a basket and it was a big, tangled, knotty mess of zips. And every time I thought, oh, I need an 8-inch navy zip for such and such a thing, I'd dig around in there. And the first thing I had to do was go, get rid of that one, get rid of that one. These are all really long and pointless and I don't need them. And then I'd get some black ones. Oh, that looks good. No, hang on, it's black, not navy. Oh, that's an invisible zip. Nope, wrong colour. So I basically took a cereal box, cut a strip and just stapled them on, because that's how zips hang on to hangers in shops, if you know what I mean. So I didn't think it would do them any harm to be stapled. Look, you can see one there. That is still on it. So I just stapled them all on, and now I can see at a glance that, oh look, that was just a random example, but I do have an 8-inch navy invisible zip, and it was very easy to find it. So yeah, very pleased with that. It's just going to hang up in a wardrobe that I hang sewing stuff in, and it will make my life a lot easier, I hope. As I was tidying up, I came across a fabric that is very difficult to store, a laminated fabric. I'll go and get it. It is this Marimekko print, which you can see I've now rolled it onto a roll. It's gorgeous. I love it. And is it oilcloth? It's that stuff that you would make a table protector out of. And I bought this on holiday in Japan. It's got to be going on 10 years. And it has been hanging around the craft room, being difficult to store ever since, because I don't want to fold it because it will get permanent creases. Anyway, as I was tidying the craft room, I was looking at this and I thought, you know what? I know what I want that to be. I bought it to make a wash bag. I have the pattern. I have the hardware. I need a wash bag. Instead of working out a better way to store this, why don't I just make it into a wash bag and store it as a wash bag? Now, you think this video is going to end with a finished wash bag, isn't it? No. I worked out a better way to store it, which is to roll it. I'm going to leave it like that because one thing always leads to another. So I got the pattern out. Shall I show you the pattern? I'm not very organised today, am I? Hang on. It is the Emmeline Retreat bag. I absolutely love this. I've made it a few times as gifts, but I've never made one for myself. I have the hardware. I have the zip. In fact, looking for this zip could have been what started the tidying the zip thing, because one thing always leads to another. Anyway, I got this out to cut it all out and get started, and I realised I didn't have the correct interfacing. So then I had to place an order for the interfacing, and I had to show you this because it's so funny. This arrived on our doorstep and my husband was like, are you taking up guitar? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the interfacing. Anyway, I had to order the interfacing. I did have everything else. And then by the time I waited for that to come, life got busy, things got moved aside. And now I'm just like, I'm over this project. I haven't even unwrapped the interfacing and I'm just done with it. So I don't know. I've rolled it up now. I may put it away for a bit. I did think it would be a really good project for December. Let me get some scissors to open this and I'll tell you why. So we host Christmas often. We're hosting it this year. I'm very excited already. I absolutely love Christmas. And with Christmas comes responsibility and a lot of tidying because, you know, we've got guests coming. Things need to be neat and out the way and not getting in the way of our guests. So I tend not to sew much really in December. But I do miss it. Is this too noisy? We may have to cut this bit. Right, what I'll do, I'm going to unwrap this and then I'll speed it up and then I'll chat to you. Okay, so here is the foam that I need to stiffen the bag. That's fab. In here we have some more haberdashery. And as I was saying, when we have visitors and I need to tidy things up, I can't be making a clothing project because when I'm making something, there's pieces everywhere. There's like collar bits laid out perfectly on the ironing board that haven't yet been fused, but I don't want to stretch them, so I don't want to move them. And I do not, when I cut out, I don't pin pattern pieces to the fabric because I'm lazy and pins always stab me and make me bleed. And I feel like it also distorts things a bit. So I lay the pattern piece on top, put weights on it and cut around, and then I gingerly just kind of lift everything and lay it down flat. So when I'm in the middle of making clothes, there's stuff everywhere and stuff that I don't want to be touched or moved or stacked because I always worry about bias edges stretching out and things. So I actually thought this bag would be the perfect thing to be making in December, because if the time comes when I do just need to pack everything up, it's just rectangles of perfectly stable laminated fabric, you know? So yeah, I would like to get on it in December. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. Anyway, what else did I order from William G, who are a haberdashery in North London? And I've never ordered from them before. Shipping was really quick. I needed quite a few bits, so I did get to free shipping, which was fab, and I'm very excited about these. This is Vilene, I never know how to say it now, form band, but it's the full roll. So I've always bought this in the small 5-meter packets and I run out pretty quick. This is 100 meters. That's a lifetime supply, isn't it? And I got black and white, well, charcoal and white, because I genuinely use this on every project instead of stay stitching. I don't stay stitch, I stay fuse. And my product of choice is this T12. I love it. It works absolutely brilliantly. Wouldn't be without it. And you know what? Might as well just get 100 meters and never have to order it again. And like I said, I do get through it, so I don't think like the glue will fail or anything before I finish it. Don't know what's in here. Let's find out. Oh, so interesting. I ordered the Gutermann long reels. This is called Mara 1000. And I have read online it's exactly the same as Gutermann Sew All, but in these bigger reels. Should I get a Gutermann out? So I mean, it does have the same silky look. It really does look like beautiful thread. Oh, I'm absolutely intrigued. Gutermann Mara. I think that will go on my machine all right. I'm pretty sure it will. And so a 200 meter reel of Gutermann is normally like about 2-3 quid, is it? And this was like a £5. This is already one of the bigger reels of Gutermann. This is your standard size. So I've always bought the bigger ones where I could, but this is sold as Sew All, just on a bigger reel at Hobbycraft. This is like big quantity. So I got that in black and white. I will report back if it feels just the same to me. And in here, I think this is machine needles. Ooh. Yes, it is. It's literally just Schmetz Universals, size 80, because I was out of those. So I don't know that we call that haberdashery haul. It was all kind of quite boring, but I was going to say that's me. what can I say? I'm an efficient girly. If I'm going to buy thread, I just want to buy it once, you know? You might have seen during my gilet video that I actually ran out of black thread, and that was what prompted me to look at just getting it in bigger volumes, because I'm one of those people, I don't enjoy online shopping. I find it stressful because I want to get the best deal. I want to reach free shipping. I don't want to forget anything, yada, yada, yada. So I've got these now. I don't need to do it again for a very long time. So that's everything for this week's Friday Sews and Crochets. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.